Okay, here we are with temperature controller version 2, my fermentation chamber. This is a typical beverage chiller that you'll see in the supermarket or convenience store filled with water bottles in the summertime. So these are pretty readily available and you can pick them up for quite cheap. I think I paid $50 or something for this one used. Stripped all the decals off, let my daughter put a couple new ones on, stripped all the guts out. And I just made this pink styrofoam insulation lid for it. You can see down inside it just perfectly fits a 6-gallon carboy, and thus the 5 as well. I'll put a little USB fan in there to circulate some of the air. I'd like to get a smaller fan. This one works pretty well with the 5-gallon, but with the 6-gallon it kind of just blows on the side of the carboy there and mixes it a little bit. This is really handy, basic macramé. Easy to get the carboy in and out of a fairly tall container like this. You do have to do a bit of lifting. On the other side, this is where I've got my temperature probe for the temperature controller, just hanging loosely in air, and then my monitoring temperature probe just off to the side here in a similar location. Looks like yeast has fallen here. I'm ready to transfer this. This is a chocolate milk stout. Going to transfer it onto cacao nibs here shortly. There's a temperature probe then you can see that runs down, kind of right down into the center of the beer there, so I can get the core temperature. That's all running into this Control Products temperature controller, which I like, but I think I like the Johnson better. Although this one does, it's pretty easy to use, pretty easy to configure. That, same as before, just runs into my little controller setup here on my computer. And you can see that, let me zoom in on a bit of data here. You can see that, you know, these temperatures cycle here with the chiller, but it'll hold that temperature at just a flat line, which is really nice. So yeah, I can sustain pretty much any temperature I want through the course of fermentation. You will see that the yeast generates a bit of heat, and so the period with which the cooler cycles on and off does increase, and it will tend to drift the line a little bit, but not much more than half a degree or so. So that's just spot on temperature control. So I really like this setup. Very cheap to do. You can grab these things used off of Craigslist or eBay, or just troll around the internet and see if you can find some. But they work fantastic for a typical 6-gallon glass acid carboy, as well as the 5s and the 3s. There's also down in the bottom in there, there's a fan that comes, it's bolted into the unit, which circulates air, so anytime this kicks on, it does do its own air circulation as well. So what I did was I just chopped off some 4x4 wood blocks to lift the carboy up over the top of the fan. I suppose if you chop the fan out, and you could drop the carboy down a little bit further and completely cover it. But this works well with the pink styrofoam with the hole cut out. So anyway, just another option on doing temperature control. Down over here, a couple sours that are coming up on 10 months, but that's another project. Hope you liked it. Bye.